What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here of Tobacco Talk Media, and I have got an unboxing is really already done. What's going on, everybody? Cigar Show Tim here of Tobacco Talk Media, and I have a new accessory. It's a travel cigar case from a brand called 68 Degrees. Really cool coloring on this case and handle and all that fun stuff. And I've actually had this for a few weeks now because I've been testing it out in a couple areas that I think you all may want to be educated in, like how well does it hold humidity? So let's jump into it. All right, let's jump into this. Again, I've had this for a few weeks, but 68 Degrees is the brand on these travel cases. Really nicely done, very nice soft leather. And the handle here is actually something different than I've seen done on any other travel case. This one here, as you pull the handle up, it actually slides through those little grooves so that you don't have a handle that constantly sticks up whenever you set it down, and it goes back down flat. So there you go. Tucks itself in. That way you don't have a handle that's bulky and sticking out, catching on things. So the leather is very soft, very nice. The front pouch here does open up. So if you wanted to slide something in there, you know, whatever it may be, a thin cutter, different things like that. Maybe you want to keep your cigar bands, you put them inside there. But let's go through this and look at the different features. I'll show you the boxing and the packaging that it came in just a second here, which is very well done. But let's open this up, and I have had Integra Boost humidification pouches in here for the last couple weeks. And so let's go through and look at it. In fact, as I open it up now before it loses humidity, let me show you where it's at humidity-wise in here. You can see that? 65% relative humidity, which actually, for my humidors, I keep mine all around about 62 to 65% relative humidity. So that's perfect for me. And it has been staying steady there really since I loaded it up with the Integra Boost pouches. And what I have, just for reference, in here is 2 of the 8-gram 72% relative humidity Integra Boost pouches. And I've had them in here since I got it and unboxed it and all that fun stuff. But let me show you what is in here and what it looks like on the inside. So right here, again, really, really cool coloring on the leather and everything. And so right here is where I put the 2 Integra Boost pouches. There's a little elastic strap that's right up here. So if you wanted to put another cigar across here, you absolutely could do that. But I put the humidification right here. And then down below here has 2 pouches that do come open. And so what I put in here for now is I put a combination straight cut and V cut right there. And then in this one here, I put a lighter. So those are the 2 pockets that it comes with right there. The only interesting part for this is right here. When you fold this down, I loaded them upside down intentionally so that I could see what the cigars are. But to me, this side seems a little bit upside down. Not sure why that is, but that right there, or maybe it's intended to be that way. So you just slide them straight out the bottom. And so as you can see here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cigars in there. And then this just tucks right up underneath that little strap. Let me do that for the 2 accessory parts as well and get this tucked in here. All right, so everything is tucked back in the way that it should be right there. And yes, you can see that the humidity in here obviously is dipping down a little bit because it is wide open and not holding it in. But a couple of pros on this case. One, I love the coloring of it. I love that two-tone, very nice. And like I've commented already, the leather on this is very soft. It's not stiff. It's not super rigid. Now, the case itself is decently stiff. I mean, you can push on it and it's going to flex, but it's a nice thick leather. But I really like the woven look on the inside that you can see that almost looks like it's carbon fiber, but it is actually, you know, a leather material that has that texture on there. Really, really nice. I haven't put a cigar in here to see how large of a cigar will fit, but I'm guessing a Robusto will fit easily. In fact, let's take one out from this side over here. I'm going to take a Toro. Toro is too long. Make sure I hold it so the cigars don't fall out. So Toro is too long to fit in, so it's probably going to need to be a Robusto or smaller. So let's take this Perfecto here and hold that there. Really close, but because it's Perfecto, it's probably a little bit too long with the points at the end of it. So let's take this here, a Robusto, and this actually does go right in. And so let me slide this down and in here and then show all of you so you've got a frame of reference. And so maybe you have a cigar that needs to be a little bit closer to the humidification right there. You can see that slid in nice and easy, and a Robusto fits there. And so it will hold it very nicely. So ideally, I guess you could say you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would hold 6 different cigars. But if you want more information on 68 degrees, and I like that it's 68 degrees because everything in the cigar industry is 70 and 70. 70 degrees and 70% relative humidity. 68 degrees. For my preferences, this is actually closer to where I keep my cigars, so I like the fact that it's called 68 degrees. But a couple of pros, again, the texture of the leather that's inside there looking like it's woven kind of carbon fiber looking, excuse me. I like that it holds a decent number of cigars. It's got a pouch for a cutter, for a lighter, and it has room for humidification in there. All of those are huge pluses, and honestly, and I know I've said it multiple times, the softness of this leather just feels really, really nice. It doesn't feel thin, it doesn't feel cheap or flimsy, but it's just very supple, soft leather, just very, very nice, and I enjoy it. But if you want to learn more about 68 degrees and what this cigar case has to offer, there's going to be some information down below. Go ahead and click on that, check it out for yourself. And if you're looking for a cigar case to travel with you to take to a lounge, honestly, this is really nice. This is one that people would probably look at and go, oh, that's nice. What is it? Because it's not a standard solid brown or solid black. It's got some two-tone color to it, and it's very nice. And then if you look at the zipper here, I'll try and show it a little bit closer if it'll focus. The zipper interlocks nice and tight. Now, I'm not going to say that it's going to forever hold in humidity or do as good of a job as an acrylic humidor. That's not the intention behind this. But as you saw from me taking out the hygrometer and looking at it, it's been open for a while, so it's probably dipped down some more. Yeah, it's showing 60% relative humidity now because of how long I've had it open. But it is done well holding on to the humidity, and that's one of the areas for a travel case. Honestly, you only need to have it for a couple days, so it's not going to be a big deal. But that's one of those areas where you don't want to have humidity be an issue, is when you take a travel case with your cigars and within a day, they're way under humidified, they're too dry, they can crack, all those different things. And this so far, again, in the time that I've had it, has done really, really well with that. Let me show you the packaging that it came in real quick. So when it was shipped to me, it came in this box here, 68 degrees, as it says right there. Just a nice, simple box. And then on the back, it has their logo and says 68 degrees there as well. There you go, nice and focused. And when you open it up, it actually had a really nice, soft sort of velvet case that the travel case went in. You can see right there, it's got their branding, 68 degrees. And so when I open this all up, this was inside this pouch. So I'm actually going to put it back in there just so you can get an idea of what it looked like as a whole. So this goes inside here, and then this flap went over it, and it was inside the box just like that. So that's what it looks like, 68 degrees, nice velvet, and it's just a nice classy touch. And then take this out, and you've got the travel case, of course, again. So if you want more information on this 68 degrees leather 6-count, I'm going to call it 6-count because that extra spot on the top for Robusto, 6-count travel case, check out the information down below. I want to thank the team from 68 Degrees for reaching out to me and sending this to me and saying, hey, would you give your honest feedback? A couple things that I wish maybe were a little bit improved on it. One of them is how the cigars are in there basically upside down in here. That part is just a little bit odd to me. I'm not sure why that flap is in that way. Maybe that side is upside down. But if you look right here, you can see that it actually is the 68 Degrees logo right there, and it says 68 degrees. So maybe it was intended to be that way, to have the flap be on the bottom and the rest of them be at the top, but that is how it's put together. So that's one con that I would say, is just that one right there. It would be nice as well if right here on the right side where the humidification packs are, if there was some sort of a Velcro or a band or something that went over that, just to secure them from as it shifts around and moves around as you travel and bumps around in a car and different things like that. Very small, minor thing, but they are easy to just take out right here, and they come out. But it's not a super thick pouch or pocket for them to sit in, so it's not like if you just, hold it sideways, they're just going to completely fall out. It does have some retention in there. Those are really the only two cons that I can think of with this case. But again, thank you, team. Thank you, everybody from 68 Degrees, for sending this out to me for my honest evaluation. If you're interested in a very luxurious, nice, high quality feeling and cigar case that does do well with holding on to humidity, I would recommend you check out 68 Degrees. They've got different colors and different things to choose from. I would highly recommend you check them out if you are in the market for it. Information is all down below. But either way, very nice, high quality travel case for your cigars to go to the lounge, to go away for a couple days, maybe a weekend, whatever it is, to take out to the golf course. Great option. But that's going to do it for this review of the 68 Degrees 6-count cigar travel case leather zipper pouch. If you want more information, click the information down below, and there you go. But that's going to do it for this review, as I say every single time. Enjoy your cigar journey, everybody. I'm Cigar Show Tim. As always, I'll see you.